Hello friends, today we will see chapter number 3, chemical reaction and equation. In that, first we will see what are the types of changes. That type of changes we have already learned in 7th standard and in another previous standards. Now there are two types of changes. First one is physical change and second is chemical change. Means when the chemical reactions or when the reactions are carried out, there are certain types of changes are carried out. These changes, if these are the change in the physical properties only, that is called as physical change, and if the chemical reaction is carried out, such type of changes are called as chemical change. Now first we will see what is this physical change. The change in which only the physical states of the substance is changed. Physical state means it either change size, shape, its melting point, boiling point. In that case, these are called as the physical change. During this change, there is no change in the composition of the substance. Means after certain time, it will again come to its original position. This is called as the physical change. This change is a temporary change. Means whatever is the changes takes place, that are again come to its original condition or original position. That's why it is called as a temporary change. First we will see the example for this. First example is conversion of ice into water is a physical change. As we already know, if we cool the water in the refrigerator, it is converted into the ice. And if we will put out that ice cube into the atmosphere, after some time it is converted again into the liquid water. Okay, that type of change is called as a physical change, and in that case that ice is in solid state at particular temperature only, and as we change that temperature, it is again converted into the water. Means its state is changes to liquid state. Here state of water are changed, but the composition of water does not change. Means in case of ice it is H2O, and in case of liquid water it is also H2O. Its composition is also same. Only the state of that water and ice will get changed. Now second example we will see, that is the magnetization of iron nails. Means if we will put the magnet towards the nails or pins, in that case that nails are attracted towards the magnet, and in that nails magnetism is developed and another nails also reach to that or they get attached to that nails. Means in that case we will see here the first nail is attached to the magnet. In that nail the magnetism is developed, and because of that other nails are attached to this nail. If we remove the magnet, in that case what happens? All these nails will get disturbed. They will not show any type of change. This is called as magnetization of iron nail. Well, till that time when this magnet is in contact with this nail, they will produce the magnetization, and after removal of the magnet that nails will again get disturbed, because this is a physical change. Now we will see next one, that is the chemical change. Now what we will said already, in case of chemical change, the substance, composition and properties totally gets changed. Means whatever is the original property and composition of the substance, that is totally different to that of the product. This is called as chemical change. How we will define this? The change in which the substance or substances are converted into the new substance possessing properties totally different from original ones is called chemical change. Means property of reactant are totally different to that of the product. During this change, original substance cannot be converted by any simple means. This is a permanent change. Now we will see the example of this. Suppose we will react NaOH and HCl. There is a formation of sodium chloride and water. That means the properties of this NaOH and HCl are totally different to that of the NaCl and sodium chloride and water. In this reaction, sodium chloride is formed by the reaction of sodium hydroxide and sodium chloride. Properties of NaCl are totally different as that of the properties of NaOH and HCl. This is a permanent change. Now we will see the second example, oxidation of magnesium. In this reaction, magnesium when burned in presence of oxygen, there is a formation of magnesium oxide, and properties of this magnesium are totally different to that of the property of magnesium oxide. It is also a permanent change. Now we will see what is the difference between physical and chemical change. First of all, we have to write down the definition. Now we will see the second point, that is no new substance is formed in case of physical change, while in case of chemical change, new substance is formed. It is a temporary change. Chemical change is a permanent change. No change in the composition of substance takes place. Means when the physical change carried out, in that case, composition of the substance remains same. While in case of chemical change, composition of new substance are totally different. Now, physical change, it is reversible change. And we know chemical change is a irreversible change. Now, heat or light may or may not given out or absorbed. While in case of chemical change, heat or light or both are generally given out or absorbed. This is the difference between physical and chemical change. Along with these points, we will also write the examples also. Means for how many marks that difference will ask. According to that, we have to write down the points in this physical and chemical change, because we know each point will carry half mark. Now we will see the next topic, that is chemical reaction. Now when we will see the chemistry, in that case this chemical reaction is most important. Now what is this chemical reaction? That we will see. The process in which one or more substances reacted to form new substance is called chemical reaction. Okay, one or more substances reacted to form new substance is called chemical reaction. We will also define it as the process in which some substances undergo bond breaking. Okay, means between the two elements, their bond will get breaked and a new substance is formed by the formation of new bond. It's called chemical reaction. Out of these two, we can write any one of the definition for chemical reaction. Now we will see what is this chemical reaction. These reactants and product. We will see here reactants and product. Reactant means whatever we are using for carrying out the reaction, that is the reactant, and whatever we are getting after the reaction, that are called as product. Reactant, the substances taking part in a chemical reaction, is called reactant, or substances which undergo bond breaking while taking part in a chemical reaction is called reactant. And what is the product? The substance formed as a result of chemical reaction by formation of a new bond are called product. Means any chemical reaction, if we will see, in that case it contains either one or more than one reactant and one or more than one product. Now here we will see the example of reaction carbon dioxide, C means carbon plus O2, there is a formation of carbon dioxide. In this case carbon and oxygen, these are the reactants, and CO2, that is carbon dioxide, it is a product. Now in case of second reaction, silver, that is Ag, when it reacts with HCl, there is a formation of AgCl and H2O. Now in that case again silver and hydrochloric acid, these are the reactant, and silver chloride and hydrogen, these are the products. Means in that case we will see reactants are more than one. In the similar way, products are also more than one. Now we will see what is this chemical equation. That chemical equation means it is the representation of chemical reaction in a condensed form using chemical formulae. It's called chemical equation. That is the representation of chemical reaction using chemical formulae. Means instead of writing a name of that particular compound, we are writing there the molecular formula. Such as we will see this reaction, example of this, aqueous solution of copper sulfate. What I will write there? Aqueous solution of copper sulfate will give us zinc dust. When it reacts with zinc dust, there is a formation of aqueous solution of zinc sulfate and copper. Now this type of reaction, it is called as a word reaction. Okay? But if we will represent all these components in its molecular formula, in that case what we will see? This aqueous solution of copper sulfate, we will write it here in this format, CuSO4 aqueous. That is the molecular formula of copper sulfate. Zinc dust, it is zinc. Then aqueous solution of zinc sulfate, that is ZnSO4. We are mentioned here aqueous. That means here we have to write down in bracket Aq plus copper. This is called as a chemical reaction. Okay, means here what we will see, the representation of this word reaction into the chemical formula, that is called as chemical reaction. Now for the representation of this chemical reaction, some symbols are used. As we see in the last slide, this is a chemical equation. In that case, the reactants are on the left hand side and products are on the right hand side. These are the reactants and these are the products. This arrow will indicate the direction of the reaction. Okay, means when reactants are converted into the product, we are always writing reactant on left hand side and product on the right hand side of the reaction. These solid, liquid and gas, it will represent the states of that particular substance. Means if our substance is in solid state, we will write S in the bracket. If it is in liquid state, we will write L. If it is in gaseous state, we will write here G. This aqueous means we have to write there AQ. Now DIL, that is the symbolic representation for dilute solutions. Next one is the concentration, CONC. CONC, that is concentrated solution, means dilute opposite concentration. Now if there is a representation of upward arrow, that is the evolution of gas. Either it is hydrogen gas, oxygen gas, chlorine gas, anywhere is there. If there is evolution of gas, it will be represented by an upward arrow. Then downward arrow. That downward arrow, what it will indicate? There is a formation of precipitate. Means if we are getting the product in the form of solid, then we will write here formation of precipitate by the representation of this downward arrow. This triangular sign means this reaction is carried out in presence of heat. Heat is provided to carry out the reaction, that we have to write down on the direction arrow. Then next one is the arrow, that is the way of reaction. As already I have said to you, that is the direction of the reaction or way of the reaction. Now we are using all these symbols in our reaction, and if the reaction is carried out in any other condition, means either in presence of catalyst or any other acid, base, in that case we have to write all these conditions under the direction arrow. Okay, if we will change the pressure, that we have to also mention on that arrow. This is the symbolic representation of chemical reaction. Now that we will see with the help of example. We are considering the reaction when solid calcium carbonate, that is also called as lime, is heated. There is a formation of calcium oxide and carbon dioxide gas is evolved. In that case I will write it here calcium carbonate having formula CaCO3. Here I will mention solid. That's why during representation I will write here S in the bracket. This is our way of direction, means this is reactant, this is product. Now there is a formation of calcium oxide. It is in the form of again solid. That is called as that's why I will write here solid plus CO2. Now what is the difference between this solid and precipitate? Precipitate means if it settles at the bottom of the container, then it is called as precipitate. In that case we have to see here this downward arrow. But if the solid particles are suspended in the solution, in that case we are writing here solid in the bracket. Now in case of this, there is again a evolution of carbon dioxide gas. That's why I will show there upward arrow. This is the representation of the chemical reaction. Now we will see the second example. When solid copper is heated with aqueous nitric acid, there is a formation of aqueous copper nitrate, nitric oxide gas and water. In that case again I will represent copper in solid state, nitric acid, that is HNO3. This is the formula of nitric acid, HNO3. And here in bracket I will write here aqueous. Aqueous means this is the substance are mixed with the water, that is called as aqueous solution. Now in the formation of product, there is a formation of copper nitrate, it is in aqueous state, plus twice NO, nitric oxide gas. We will write here either G or we will show the upward arrow. And another one is the H2O. This is in the form of liquid. Now how this reaction is getting balanced, because I will write here 3 copper, 4 HNO3. That we will see in the next lecture. Now we will consider another example. Aqueous silver nitrate reacts with aqueous sodium chloride, forms white precipitate of silver chloride and aqueous sodium nitrate. This reaction we will represent it in the form of AgNO3 aqueous reacts with NaCl aqueous. We will give us AgCl plus NaNO3. If more than one reactant or product are present, in that case, in between these two reactants, we have to mention here a plus sign. Means these two reactants are there. In between these two reactants, we will write here positive sign. Between these two products, again we will write there a positive sign. That is also one of the way of representing the chemical reaction.